Either they're stuck because they've chosen a vendor that is not appropriate to them, right? Um, so they've chosen a vendor in the iPaaS world that is focusing more on the lower end use cases, right? And then they're stuck. So basically, what they would call it, we've outgrown the solution, right? It was nice at the beginning, but we've outgrown the solution. It happens with BI technology, happens with other technologies as well. That's normal. You start somewhere, it's good enough for you to get going with that, but at some point you grow, grow, grow. Could be even in a large enterprise. You start small and you grow your team, whatever. You've outgrown, you're stuck because you're now getting requirements that you can't fulfill. It simply doesn't fly anymore. That's one way that could happen. The other way that could happen is that you start saying, I can do everything by myself. Because the open source and Kubernetes, everything is there. It's easy. All problems are solved. I can just download a bunch of frameworks, put them together, and here we are. And then they realize that the reality is it looked easy. And it was easy to build a simple integration. I can download an integration framework, whatever that might be, and can quickly assemble one integration. But when I want to scale that, scale the team, scale the number of integrations I have, things are getting more and more complicated, and you run into quality issues, right? So the output takes longer, the quality gets less and less, and that's then where you're stuck, and you're like, okay, how can I improve that? Things are getting a little bit out of hand. Things are getting a little bit out of control. Plus, we're lacking any service or any support. If we have a question, if one of my team members can't accomplish something, he might be stuck for a week, have to Google for a solution. We have nobody that helps us. And that's where I then can see companies starting to realize, well, maybe the hand coding and doing everything by ourselves approach is now a little bit too much. It requires so much expertise. It's not worth it for us to build it, right? It's not worth it for us to hire a bunch of experts, right? To keep going like that. And that's then where you have an iPaaS such as Jetic really come in handy, because we've solved most of the issues you will run into. We've seen them and we've solved them for you. We've been working on that for years, and it took us years for a reason. And we have now solved them. So if you take that from us, you get the expertise we put in there over the past years, and you're going to benefit from that from day one, essentially.